Going back through history, art has been used as propaganda for governments as well as to popularize and promote them. Not only whole governments, but also the people who lead them. Along with promoting governments, art has also depicted war and celebrated peace. Going back to Egypt in 2600 BCE, the first royal portrait, Menkaure and his wife, Queen Kamerunebti, was created. It's a 4-foot and 6-inch tall sculpture that depicts them standing side by side, while the queen embraces the king. The sculpture shows the Egyptians' ideals of beauty and maturity. The pose makes the sculpture look compact and durable, which supports the belief that pharaohs are the divine descendants of Re, the sun god. Jumping from Egypt, the next piece of work is from Hawaii, where the cloak and feather hat is an apparel made of red and gold feathers in the 18th century. Hawaiians developed intricate feather work in comparison to the other Pacific Islanders' works. They also included symbolic meaning to the colors, red meaning royalty, and yellow symbolizing a prosperous future. Another way art has been used for governments is through palaces. One well-known example are the Houses of Parliament in London. The palace is an example of how social and political pressures decide the style of architecture that are seen in government buildings. Although the original Houses of Parliament burned, the new design showed England's desires for a national identity. The strong medieval cathedrals represented a Christian nation, and the new materials such as cast iron revived the Gothic Revival style, allowing it to flourish on a grand scale. Time to travel to China. One amazing war architecture is the Great Wall of China. Beginning in 206 BCE and getting additions during the Ming Dynasty, which lasted from 1368 to 1644 CE, it stretches over 1,500 miles long and 25 feet high. It's even considered a wonder of the world. Even though it's old, new pieces are still being discovered and some pieces are being restored. Throughout the entire stretch, watchtowers were built to provide visual emphasis while also being able to hold cannons and acting as signal stations, with smoke being used during the day and fire at night. Heading back across the world, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial is stationed in Washington, D.C. in the United States on the National Mall. It was created in 1982 by Maya Lin. On the memorial are 58,000 names of men and women who died in the Vietnam War. They're carved in chronological order on the black granite face. The polished surface reflects the faces that look upon the memorial while superimposing them on the names of the dead, creating a personal connection between the two. Although it was made for glory, people instead mourn and meditate, which made the memorial controversial. However, soldiers and nurses were added later to help with the glory of the memorial. One of its ends points towards the Washington Monument, and the other points to the Lincoln Memorial, which reflects the national anguish over soldiers who died. Although there are many monuments about war, there are monuments about peace. One example is the Ara Pacis Auguste, which was built between 13 BCE and 9 BCE to commemorate Emperor Augustus' stopping of the civil wars between Spain and France. The foliage represented the golden age of prosperity under Augustus. Although it's a peace monument, it can also be seen as a monument to symbolize the victory and glory for Emperor Augustus.